I'm gonna show you 5 secrets that women won't tell you, bro. These bitches think I'm not gonna snitch, but guess what? I'm snitching. The truth has to come to light. This is Jin with SeductionUnleashed.com, help you unleash your best with women and beyond. And if it's your first time to this channel and you're interested in dating, relationships, self-improvement, and motivational content, start now by clicking that subscribe and bell notification so you can join that notification gang, bro, so you don't miss anything. So with that being said, let us begin, gentlemen. Step number 1, what they say isn't necessarily what they respond to. Women are energetic creatures. So their words, I'm not gonna say their words don't mean shit, but let's just say what they say isn't necessarily what they respond to actually in real life. Bitches might say, oh, I like a nice guy. But the reality is, if a guy is just nice, then that's just uninteresting to them, right? But they're never gonna say, I want a guy to not be totally nice, or rather, I want a guy to be a little bit of a dick. They're always gonna try to skirt around the topic because women always wanna appear feminine, and feminine is associated with purity and appearing pure, and they're passive creatures by nature, so they're always gonna bullshit and skirt around that fact. But they know that that isn't the case. Why? Because again, we are fucking dualistic creatures. Think about this for a second. You ever go to the fucking movies? What if you went to the movies and during the movie nothing bad happens ever? You're just watching a movie and it's just the shit all the time. Nothing bad happening. The main character's just going through life. Everything's awesome. There's more awesomeness, and then before you know it, the fucking credits are rolling. How do you feel right now? Do you feel awesome? Do you feel like it was a great fucking movie? How would you, no really, how would you feel watching a movie where there was no negative shit? You would not be able to relate to it. You wouldn't even like it. You would be like, what the fuck did I just watch? Because you live in a dualistic reality. You are an evil and good creature. You can't fucking relate to something that's only good. So with women, in a way, they do love the drama. They love the negativity of life too, because it's all energy. But you have to master both sides of it. But this isn't what they're gonna tell you. They don't even necessarily comprehend this shit. They just know that when the guy's too much of a pussy or too fucking nice to them, then they're not interested in them. But the reality is, because guys don't learn shit, we don't learn anything about dating. Most dudes are garbage. So most dudes are misled also by TV, by everything we're told. So we basically are more on the fence of acting just positive, which is never gonna do shit. Whereas guys who are assholes, even though they're assholes, they're not always assholes. They're gonna have positive moments. So that's still way closer than what is ideal than someone who's just positive. Number 2, this is perfect to follow up with number 1. Stop white knighting, stop simping, whatever you wanna call it. Stop fucking doing it to these bitches, man. They don't need it. They're not. You think when you call a girl beautiful that she doesn't know you want to fuck her? Obviously she knows that, but it's like, here's the thing, if you call everyone beautiful, if you call all fat bitches everyone beautiful, then I would be okay with it. But you got dudes that they white knight and they kiss girls' asses, and then it even happens in communities that are, I guess you could say, red pill or whatever the fucking case is. Like, I grew up in the Bronx. You know what I see? I see dudes with fucking neck tats, all this fucking hood ass shit on, sagging their jeans, walking down the street, they see a bad bitch with a fat ass, and then they go, yo, ma, God bless you. Really, bro? Really, bro? You go to church? Is that what you telling me? You telling me you go to church? This is the shit, it just makes me cringe. This is just one example of simping. One example of white knight that I hold dear to my heart. But there's also plenty of other examples that happen in good neighborhoods. Like just generally guys trying to always play the hero in expense of other people around them for the girl. For example, I know many guys, whether you're in the hood or whatever the fucking place is, that they'll basically simp their own friends out. They'll coon their own friends out if a pretty girl walks into the room. Like, 1 second they're cool, and then a pretty girl walks into the room, and then they're cracking jokes on, say, their homie, because that's the only way they can even be charming, is to shit on their own people. And the sad part is, bitches, they know what you're doing. They're not stupid, bro. They know you're simping, and that actually just makes it even worse, because they're like, wow, this dude, he basically sees himself as beneath me because he's willing to sell out all the people around him just so I could go, ha ha ha, yeah, that's funny. Just for a little fucking laugh. They're not gonna show you, but they know. They're just passive creatures by nature. They're just gonna let you make an ass of yourself and everyone around you so they could just go ha 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 ha. Stop complimenting them on shit they didn't work for. You want to compliment them on something in their looks, compliment their hair. If they put in effort, say you at least the hair they put in effort in. But don't just say you're beautiful. She didn't even work for that beauty. You look like a dickhead every time you do that. Every time I see dude simp and white knight, it just makes me want to take my baby and throw it out the fucking window. But that doesn't even make sense because I don't even have a kid. But that's just an example of how far to the brink of insanity this shit brings me every time I see dudes taking their souls and just throwing it out the fucking window for a little piece of action that they're not even gonna get. Number 4, they actually want to please you. That's the thing about girls, is they don't like to lead. They like being number 2. But part of being number 2 is getting orders. And I know that sounds politically incorrect, but fuck that shit. That's the truth. Women, they like having shit to do. They like investing. Everyone is like that. If you get something that you didn't work for, you're not gonna appreciate it. But for girls, they don't take the initiative. And for guys, since we get brainwashed with so much, make her happy, do this, be a fucking performing monkey for them over and over to make them happy, we never make them do shit for us. So you need to sit down and actually decide, what do you want from a girlfriend? Do you want a massage every day? Do you want her to dress up awesome for you all the time? Do you want her to put in effort and initiate things and write shit down? Consider this for a second. When you first meet a girl, right, you're chasing her until you fuck her. That's the truth. Until you have sex with her, you're basically chasing her. Once you have sex with her, what typically happens? Usually that's when they start, they still may be prideful, but if you keep going and you keep just dating her, over time, she's gonna wanna trap you, or she's gonna want you to commit to a relationship. In this dynamic, you have to understand they're still the receiver by nature. However, things tend to switch once they become connected to you. Once they become connected to you, you become the leader now. But as the leader, you have to give commands to your second in command. You can't just always be pleasing her. You have to make her do things for you, not only in real life, but sexually too, especially. There's always those two. Because the reality is, what's the difference between a friendship and a relationship? On paper, what's the only difference? Sex. So those two things you need to take care of. You need to give her assignments sexually. You need to tell her to dress up for you Thursday night. Wear this. I'm sending it to your house. I'm ordering that shit from Amazon. You're gonna put it on, and then you're gonna greet me at the door like a good little girl. You have to do shit like that. You have to tell her to give you a massage every day. That not even in a sexual way. That's just a way for her to invest. That isn't just basic shit. Because what do girls learn? What do girls learn? To cook and clean, take care of the kids at the most. What do guys have to learn? How to get a good job, how to approach, lead, initiate the sex, be good at sex, talk during sex, be attractive, but don't pursue too much, but don't be too far back. But you just have to do a whole bunch of shit. And then what do? Like 3 fucking things. And then they just show up to places and they're like, how do I feel about it? Do I like this guy? Do I not? We go to places thinking, how do I do this good? How do I perform at this level? Or how do I just make this happen or make this person happy? They don't even behave like that. So you have to switch it. You have to fucking turn the tables and make them invest, make them chase you. And what you'll actually find is they prefer it that way. They prefer dressing up and putting in effort and feeling like, okay, I'm gonna dress up. Is he gonna like me in this dress? Is he gonna like me in this crazy BDSM outfit? I wanna impress him. I wanna be his good little slave, sex slave, and he's my master. They don't want you to just be like, oh my God, 50-50, I love you. That shit, 50-50 doesn't work. It doesn't work. You have to make them invest and you have to lead. Their greatest pleasure has to derive from your pleasure first. That's how it works. It trickles down, especially sexually. Number 4. They're just as clueless as you. I don't care how beautiful a girl is. Every single one of them is insecure. Every single one of them is unsure. Every single one of them can get nervous and be like, does he like me? It doesn't matter how hot she is. The moment you have the mindset that she's better than you, you're already fucked up. You have to feel the entitlement that you deserve her, that you're on the same level. Otherwise, you're not even gonna approach her with the same energy, no matter what the fuck you're thinking, no matter how smooth the line you have is, whatever the case is. You have to understand that they're just as clueless as you. That if they were a dude, they would be even worse than you probably, because they wouldn't be able to rely on their looks. A lot of guys complain about how girls have it so easy, but you have to understand everything in life, wherever there's a high, there's usually a low that's also coming with that. There's usually the door swings both ways almost all the time. That's part of the nature of our dualistic fucking sun-night reality. Consider this for a second. Despite the fact that they have their choosing of men, they're still passive by nature. So they can't even approach what they want technically. So that's a double-edged sword, because that means they still have to pick from whatever they just happen to come around. Number 5, their greatest pleasure is derived from you. Think about this for a second. Say you become very attracted to a female. Whatever you do sexual is going to be sexy to her. Even if it's stuff that's crazy, she's just not gonna wanna admit it. For example, 99% of girls, if they find you sexually attractive and say they saw a sex tape of you fucking another girl, guess what? They're gonna get turned on. I don't care what the fuck they say. Because for women, other girls being attracted to you is a huge attractive indicator for them. Like for us on the other end, you know, if a girl has a bunch of dudes into them, it doesn't really make a difference. But if you're just some guy and you have every girl after you, guess what? That has a huge effect. You don't think that has an effect sexually? It absolutely does. The point of this step is to understand that, you know, when you're the shit, you bring her into your world. That goes for regular shit and sexual shit. If you get off to all types of crazy shit sexually and she likes you, guess what? She's now gonna get off to it now too. And before you know it, I guarantee you, she's gonna be like, wow, yeah, I felt turned on because you're sexy. So if you're turned on my fucking midget gangbang porn and she just sees you turned on, she's just gonna get turned on just from the image of that. If you're the shit and you have fun doing something that is the shit to you, guess what? She's gonna have fun just seeing you be the shit. And if she doesn't, then she's not even the chick for you. That bitch. So if you enjoyed that kick-ass super positive video and you want to see more on dating, relationships, self-improvement, and motivational content, start now by hitting that subscribe and bell notification so you don't miss anything. So with that being said, unleash your best, gentlemen, and remember, until next time, confidence is bred,